Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a tag video. It is going to be the BookTube movie quote tag. I was tagged to do this by Kate from Girl Reading. I will leave her channel link down below. Also, before I forget, I wasn't able to find a creator for this tag. Apparently it's a pretty old tag, so if any of you guys know who the original creator is, please let me know so I can properly credit them. Let's get started. So the first quote is, "If you ever decide to write anything else, I would love to read it. Frankly, I'd read your grocery lists." And this quote is by Hazel Grace Lancaster from The Fault in Our Stars. And the question is, which author would you read anything, and I mean anything, from? My first instinct for this was J.K. Rowling, but realistically speaking, I haven't read any of Joe's post Harry Potter books, to be honest, so that's probably not it. It would probably be Marissa Mayer, just because I'm really liking the Lunar Chronicles. It's one of my favorite series right now, and I just love to read anything else that she writes. Also maybe Alexandra Bracken, or actually no, because she wrote a Star Wars story and I'm not really interested in Star Wars. I didn't grow up with Star Wars, so never mind, no, not Alexandra Bracken, but definitely Marissa Mayer. Quote number 2, "You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach." And this is, of course, by Hermione Granger from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And the question is, name a character you just want to punch in the face. Snape and Umbridge. Those two, easily. Umbridge, first of all, because she's just an evil person. Umbridge to me is almost worse than Voldemort. In a way, she's a lot scarier because she's doing everything according to the law and she makes people's lives miserable, and she's super, is it racist, prejudiced, mugglist? Well, I don't know. She's just evil. She's terrible, and I fucking hate Umbridge. Second is Snape. I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge that I hate Snape, just in general. I'm not a violent person, by the way, but I'm making exceptions for these two characters. I would like to punch Snape in the first book and then tell him to get his fucking life together, because it is not okay for a 30-something-year-old professor to be bullying and making like freaking children's lives miserable because of his own issues that he has never dealt with. Among all the other things that he has done, that's one of the worst things in my opinion, that he was supposed to help these kids and he was put in a position of power, and he used his position of power to make 11-year-olds lives miserable. Like, what kind of fucked up person? I want to punch him in the face and just tell him to get his shit together, and then maybe he could get his shit together for the rest of the 7 books. So let's move on to the question number 3. I volunteer as tribute, Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games. And the question is, which character from absolutely any book would you volunteer for if your world was anything like The Hunger Games? So basically, which character would I be willing to sacrifice myself for, because I sure as hell am not surviving The Hunger Games. I feel like all the characters that I like are so much more badass than I am. Like, they could survive, I couldn't. Who would I be willing to die for and defend? I think I'm gonna go with Suzume from the Darkest Minds trilogy. I feel like she could probably take care of herself, but she's still a little girl and she's so adorable, and I would sacrifice myself to protect her, so that's who I'm gonna go with. Fear doesn't shut you down, it wakes you up. And this is from 4 from Divergent. So, which scary book kept you up all night? I don't really read any scary books, to be honest, but I do actually remember reading The Poltergeist. I don't know how I came across it. I think I picked it up at the school library, and I read it and I really liked it, but it was really creepy, and it did kind of creep me out a little bit, and it had me thinking that there was maybe ghosts in the house. Next quote. The problem isn't finding out where you're gonna go, it's figuring out what you're going to do once you get there. And this is from Jamie from A Walk to Remember. Oh, I love the movie. I've never read the book. Which character's journey are you willing to take? Ginny Weasley, because she is one of my favorite characters in the world. She is so smart and she's really strong. She's really funny. She's a great witch. She's great at sports, which is something that I've never been great at sports. I'm just not coordinated enough, and I just love to feel athletic for once. And she was also able to overcome so much. She's just an amazing character and I absolutely love her, and I would love to have her life and just go through everything that she went through even the ups and downs, like losing family members and being almost destroyed by Voldemort at 11 years old, it'd still be worth it. I feel like she's had a pretty awesome life and she's a pretty awesome character that I would definitely be willing to take her journey, her life journey. Next quote. I suppose in the end, the whole of life becomes an act of letting go. But what always hurts the most is not taking a moment to say goodbye. P. Patel from The Life of Pi. Or Pi Patel, I guess. Which book ending made you really sad that you just did not want to let it go? Harry Potter. I cried. I don't think I'm ever gonna get that feeling, or at least that strong a feeling, ever again with any other series. Like, I have other series that I absolutely adore, but nothing, I don't think will ever come as close as Harry Potter did for me, because it had such a huge impact in my life. In the moment when I truly understood my enemy, understood him well enough to defeat him, then in that very moment, I also loved him. This is Ender Wiggin from Ender's Game. Which character do you hate but love? This one's gonna come as a surprise. Severus Snape. And let me explain, because I feel like my hatred for Severus Snape has been so well established on this channel that I feel like you all just think I fucking hate him. And I do. I do fucking hate Snape with a passion. However, I love Snape as a character. I hate him as a person, love him as a character. Just because a character isn't a good person doesn't mean that they're a bad character. Evil character can be just as interesting, sometimes even more interesting than the good characters, and that's one of the reasons why I fucking love Snape. He has a lot of depth and complexity to him as a character that you don't normally find a lot of in children's literature, and I really, really love him for that. I still fucking hate him, and I think that he's trash and abusive and just in general an awful human being with a few redeeming qualities. Arguably, kind of, sort of. I could go on a rant about Snape for hours. I do really like him as a character, I just fucking hate him as a person. It's possible to hate a character and still love him. I still do kind of hate him though. He's just a really interesting character. Rudy, you're stealing a book. Why? Liesel. When life robs you, sometimes you have to rob it back. The Book Thief. Name a book that you lent out and it's been a while since you've seen it, and you would gladly take it back. I don't really let friends borrow books, and it's not so much because I don't trust them or I'm really super careful with my books. The reason why I just don't let people borrow them is because not a lot of people in my life enjoy reading as much as I do, so nobody really asks me to borrow books. Okay, moving on. So if this does end up being the last letter, I want you to know that I was in a very bad place before I started high school and you helped me. Charlie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. The question is, which book helped you get through tough times? Again, Harry Potter. I kind of touched upon it a little bit in a previous question for this, and also I think it was in my Q&A. I mentioned that I was bullied a lot when I was a kid, and Harry Potter was just one of those things that really helped me get through it. I honestly have a really, really strong connection to Harry Potter, and it's not just because it really fueled my love of reading and my love of writing specifically, but also just because it did help me through really tough times when I did kind of feel like I needed an escape from my life at the time. And those books really did give me that escape that I needed, and they still do. I still read Harry Potter sometimes if I'm having a really difficult time. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll reread certain passages that I really like. And yeah. Anyway, moving on. Bard the Bowman. Will you have peace or war? Thorin, I will have war. This is from The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies. Which character would you stand by in a war till the very end? I don't hit people, I don't like wars, I'm anti-gun. It would really have to be an extreme situation for which I would actually willingly put myself in a war zone. Harry Potter, that's the only person I would ever willingly possibly sacrifice myself for in a war situation. I'm sorry guys, but it's just how it goes. Eat my shit. Minnie from The Help. If you guys haven't watched that movie, watch it. It's so good, and that scene is one of my favorite scenes in movie history. Which character would you give Minnie's pie to? Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles. Red Ferris, you kind of got to know her a little bit better, but I still don't forgive her. I don't think she's redeemable. I do understand kind of why she became the way she became, why she did the things that she did, but I still don't think that gives her an excuse or that makes her worthy of redemption. I am looking forward to seeing her downfall in winter. I am so excited. I'm actually going to see Marissa Mayer in San Francisco in November. I'm so excited. But anyway, I would love to give her the shit pie just because she needs to be taken down a peg or 2 or 5 or 10. And that was it for all the questions. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Who am I gonna tag? That's a really old tag. I have no idea who has done this tag. And if you have already done this tag, sorry, just forget I tagged you then. So that is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye guys! It is October, it is going to be Halloween, and I do have a few spooky-ish books that I want to get to.